Two key constituencies applying pressure on the president to step aside are black voters and Democrats in tough races this November, as Congressman Garamendi just alluded to. South Carolina congressional nominee Michael B. Moore brings us both of those perspectives. Welcome. First, what's your reaction to what Congressman Garamendi had to say, who basically is saying people who want Joe Biden to step aside, people running for House seats that they want Joe Biden to step aside, should work harder, basically, that it's up to you, not up to Joe Biden?
Well, first, thank you for the invitation. It's wonderful to be here. Look, I track with most everything that your former guest said, except I just see the stakes as being extraordinarily high, existential, frankly, for our republic, for our democracy. It just feels to me that we are at a really rare and unique point in the history of our country, and we Democrats, frankly, have to win to preserve the kind of democratic institutions and principles that we've come to know. And I think, look, as a country, I think as a party, we can believe two things at the same time. We can, at the first, on the one hand, revere the president, love the president, really acknowledge all the extraordinary things he's done in perhaps, first of all, in leading us through a pandemic and bringing our economy back from a tailspin, in creating probably the most consequential, important legislative accomplishment since LBJ, if not FDR. All those things are true. And part of where I believe is different, I think the president.
I want to hear all of that. I want to hear all of that. But I want context on your situation. Joe Biden's hugely unpopular in South Carolina. And you're running it. It's a tough race. Redistricting has made it harder for Democrats. It's a tough spot. I don't doubt your sincerity, but will Nancy Mace and Republicans just say that this is opportunism, that you're distancing yourself from an unpopular president, and that this is in self-interest? How would you answer that charge?
Well, I'm sure you can understand that I can't be concerned about what Nancy Mace is going to say about me. She's going to say anything and everything about me. But again, I'm just focused on the fact that we need the president. Part of what got me to this point of releasing the statement that I did is that I think it's critically important that Joe Biden be a part of this process going forward. I believe that we do need someone new at the top of the ticket, but I believe that for us to pull together the kind of coalition that we need, I think it's going to be important for the president to be a part of this process. And so I think, like I saw a poll recently that 75% of Americans believe that the Democrats will have a better shot at winning with someone else at the ticket. It was a gut-wrenching kind of a process. I happen to be one of those. But I think that it's important that President Biden be preserved and be elevated in thinking about how we win in November and how we govern starting in January.
Okay, your fellow South Carolinian, James Clyburn, we're all watching him very closely these days. He's publicly supportive of the president, but also saying Democrats need to think about how to pick a replacement if necessary. What do you make of what Congressman Clyburn's saying?
I respect and admire the congressman deeply. I couldn't respect and admire anyone any more deeply than I do for him. I just think it's complicated times. And look, I will acknowledge I'm not a politician. I'm a business guy. But I happen to be running for the same seat that my great-great-grandfather served in 150 years ago during Reconstruction. When I'm elected, I'll be the fourth in the last 5 generations of people in my family to serve. And so I bring not only I guess from my business background, just the compulsion to call things as I see them, even acknowledging when they won't be popular, but also I bring just a real legacy of people fighting for social justice, for economic rights, for civil rights, for social justice. So, I think, again, when I hear about Project 2025, when I hear about
Mr. Moore,
all the things that...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're going to have to leave it there. If you were from North Charleston, you'd know him already. But if you don't, there he is, Michael B. Moore, South Carolina congressional candidate. We thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.